or because of the Murlocs. It's literally just because it's done Paladin. It's just played like Paladin and won like that. But yeah, you're right. You know, it is both the YOLO Miracle players. See those hoodies with the nice purple stripes across the middle.
Yep, and Robin gets the Q's patron into the Murloc Paladin. Like we've mentioned for the previous days, this is very different to the style of Murloc Paladin that the EU has been running specifically. And this takes on a more mid-range approach, not the one-turn kill one we're used to seeing right now.
Yep, and looks okay. Like obviously, double battle rage isn't great for the warrior as an opener, but everything else is nice. All leaning towards card draw. If you can get like Armor Smith, and then next turn probably might go for Shredder or maybe even Whirlwind Battle Rage.
Yep,
You
that's
kind
true.
of want yourself to be hurt to go for that Battle Rage though.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, True Silver's going to be able to clean up the Acolyte now. So straight away, Robin's a patron player, sorry. So LoveCX recognises straight away that stopping the card draw for the patron is super important, and that's going to be his agenda, especially in the early game going into the mid game.
Yeah, I think going for the Shredder now is pretty reasonable. Nothing else is really worthwhile. Battle Rage for one's never good, so you just drop the Shredder and continue to put pressure and force the True Silver into that, and continue racking up the old armor as well. The only issue is the more armor he gets without taking damage means like the less good Battle Rage is, as you do lose one card for being hurt yourself.
Yeah,
Maybe he goes for the Armor Smith now.
potentially.
Right, so that's the Shredder.
I mean, the Armor Smith can be cleared up by the Paladin Treader itself, and that's a bad drop to get from it at the moment, because it'll force him to use Hero Power. It might not be too bad in this situation, but overall, you kind of don't want to have to use Hero Power. You probably would have liked to have played something else with that.
Yeah, but now we can. Depending on what comes out. Oh
Oh
wow,
wow!
Whirlwind's Battle Rage. Does he want? Oh no, he's just got a Battle Rage for two. Okay, he wants to save that Whirlwind, which is okay.
No, that's not bad at all.
He
He
has
gets
another
some
Battle
health.
Rage in hand, so it's reasonable.
And you can Battle Rage next turn as well, potentially. Muster coming down here. So Whirlwind actually looks very strong. So if he picks up a
Yep.
Patron, things are going to look great for him.
Yeah, even Whirlwind Lotheb's looking pretty nice.
Or maybe even Whirlwind Throbbing Battle Rage. Play Throbbing.
Yeah, there's a lot of options actually.
Yeah, Throbbing,
He's,
Whirlwind, Battle Rage. That's powerful. Wow.
it's a big frothing. He does have Aldor Peacekeeper in hand though, so he can actually deal with it. But that is a power play. Draws what 4 cards? Buffs the frothing to insane amounts, like to 9 attack. And this Armor Smith's still alive.
Yep, still gaining health. Still be able to clear up some minions on its own as well. Those and look at the cards he drew. He drew some really good stuff right there. Doctor Boom for 7 next turn. Looking really tough. He gets a Consecrate here at least. Going to gain some armor here on Robin's side, but at least he doesn't have to use his
Yeah,
Aldo just yet.
he kind of messed up there as well.
Yeah?
He ran the Murloc in first when he should have consecrated first to kill the Arm Smith.
Yeah.
So he kind of gave him an extra armor that he didn't need. Yet there's the so a bit of a misplay there. Maybe rushing a bit too much. Seems like he played really quickly there. So the options now for the warrior, he can just drop Boom. He can inner rage Whirlwind the patrons if he wants to. He's just seen consecrate, so I kind of like the patron play to be honest.
Yeah,
He can save Boom for a bit later.
yeah, Patron play seems really good. And then following up after that, he can Boom, or he can just play like an Unstable Ghoul with an Armor Smith. So again, he puts more health gain on the board, well, potentially at least. And of course, the Unstable Ghoul will be a bit of a nuisance as well. Sylvanas going to come down here, try and steal one of his patrons. But doesn't feel too great. Oh, Deathbite.
You
That's
can
good.
actually just play like Lotheb Ghoul, and the Ghoul protects the patrons and Sylvanas from dying, while still buffing even more patrons. So I kind of like that play. You lock out things like equality. Well, not you don't lock out equality, but you lock out like how good it will be because then it won't. And then Sylvanas won't actually steal anything because the Ghoul will kill all the minions. Yeah, and I think if he just plays Ghoul, Lotheb, he wins. There's no answer, right?
Yeah, Lotheb will lock out Leon Hands, so we'll lock out some healing, lock out Quality Consecrate, like you said, so Yeah, LoveCX definitely should come down here. Not only to protect his board, but kind of just secure the win as well. And Ghoul will stop. I mean, Owl would be okay, but again, he's still on 6 health. You know, he's going to have to find something to do. Actually, just goes for the power play here, Dr. Boom. Hoping the Boom bots will do their work and finish him off. Alright, here we go. 4, ouch.
Yeah, so I think he has to just take a 3-3 out. Yeah.
Let's see what he steals here. Takes a Patron Warrior. Yeah, he almost over Dr. Boom there. Tyrion is going to be the only thing to protect him, but we can see in Robin's hand he has a lot of... Oh, even Grom as well. So he just has everything he needs to finish this game off.
Well, the bomb actually does hit for 3, though.
And that's a quick game 1 for Robin there, taking the first game with the Patron.
Yeah, he did get the good matchup, though. The Warrior normally destroys Paladin anyway. So that was a pretty good matchup there for Robin game 1. He does have his Shaman, his Druid, and his own Paladin left as well. I kind of want to see more of this Shaman. I think yesterday he lost 2 games with it, was it? And then won the last one?
Yeah, he had kind of had 2 very shaky games where he just couldn't finish off his opponent, and then the third game, it was just like a clean sweep, like the perfect Shaman hand. Another thing as well to consider from LoveCX is his Dragon Warlock, which you've seen a couple of times in the last 2 days. And that's an interesting Nefarian Alexstrasza version of Malagos Warlock, taking those Malagoses and Soulfires. So yeah, kind of playing a kind of a mid-rangey control Warlock.
Yep.
Druids are pretty standard, right? Just Cenarius, Chinese Cenarius Druids as well. I can't think of what else does Robin run. He's got his Secret Paladin as well, as far as I remember. And speaking of the Shaman, there he is in all his glory. A Burst Shaman being very popular. I think it was Wyra who was the creator of this deck at first, and other kind of semi-pro players have been kind of creating their own versions, like a Bose being one of them from Reg.
Yeah, I know. Luffy brought out one of the first aggro Shaman decks in this form anyway, because of the Trog and then using Lava Shot.
Yeah, Wyra as well. Was the first deck I remember, guys. The first one being created recently, but this is kind of like an updated version of Chaki's original Double Doomhammer Shaman, which has a very similar game plan. It's just a lot more aggressive with those charge minions.
Yeah, it looks really good. I like the deck. It kind of feels bad when it doesn't work, but when it does work, it's insane.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of it as well. It's probably Mech Shaman and Nat Shaman are the only 2 ones I like, and those 2 definitely rely on being very aggressive in the burst. So it looks like the Paladin is being queued again. LoveCX wants to find that win with the Paladin, and
reasonable opener for Robin.
Yeah,
he does throw some of it away, but he gets the Trog. Okay.
Yeah, I mean that's powerful. He can coin out these 2 if he wants, and then he gets the 2-drop as well. Yeah,
yep, I like this.
Very good. A very good opening hand.
You just got a snap pick, hit Hunter Hero Power.
No steady shot? Oh yeah, there it is. Steady shot should just be boom, I want that.
Yeah, pull out the Trog, and then suddenly the Paladin's already in trouble. Minibot doesn't even particularly do too much. It does a bit, but not tons. And we see the Golem probably going to get brought down now. Unless he wants to trade the Finley into the shield and then play Rockbiter, but I don't see why you would. I like Golem here.
I would have liked to see a trade there, personally, because Coghammer is definitely something to consider. It's so common in Paladin right here, and it would have made his Coghammer so much more weaker. But I guess Muster was something else he was considering.
Yeah, and he has Earthshock as well. So Earthshock Rockbiter seems okay.
Yeah, Earthshock Rockbiter doesn't seem bad at all.
Or even Earthshock. No, you don't need Rockbiter, right? Just Earthshock Finley.
Yeah, that's true. Because you only have 1 health.
Yeah. And then even if he True Silvers on 4, then he's just wasted 2 durability of the Coghammer.
Yeah, it's not. He's probably thinking, do I squeeze in a Rockbiter just to be mana efficient? But I don't think so. It's too important.
No, I don't think there's any real need, because it's not like your hand's full of burst and this is like the extra bit of damage you need to win. Like, I mean, he just push for 6 and puts pressure on, but
I do see kind of in the interest of mana efficiency, but that Rock Biter is very important for that Doomhammer. Like 3 damage for 10 damage is kind of what you've got to weigh up. Lava Shock, that's not bad, but not
Yeah,
great.
I kind of like knowledge hero power here.
Yeah, no, hero. Yeah, squeezing that hero power, and this is a Doomhammer, so
Oh, why would you lava shot?
it does unlock it for next turn, so you can play Doomhammer,
Yeah, I suppose he wants to go straight into Doomhammer. That's fair.
which is one of the strengths of that card in general. Being able to kind of get rid of those locked mana crystals for the next turn as well, and it really sets up. Doomhammer's like one of the most important cards in this deck, so it definitely plays really well with kind of stuff like Ancestral Knowledge, letting you be able to play Doomhammer on 5.
Yeah, the problem here is now he has to trade 2 of these buff. Oh, he's taking.
Are you
I
sure?
don't like this.
Come on, LoveCX, you know what this deck can do.
I guess it's because he wants to like try and race him now. There's nothing on board, and he has 8 damage. But yeah,
Wait, no Doomhammer?
I don't think he needs it.
No?
Remember, he has Hunter Hero power. He just lava shocks lava,
yeah, that's
lava
true.
thingy next turn. Yeah, so he doesn't need it because it would be overloaded otherwise. Whereas now he just plays this, does the 2 damage from the Hunter Hero power, and now just lava shock, lava burst wins him the game. He'll be 1 off now, I think.
Yep, he's 1 off.
Yeah, he'll be 1 off, but he just and he can't roll spell power, which is kind of funny.
I would have preferred Doomhammer, I think, because Lava Shock would have unlocked the 2 mana crystals for him to use for Lava Burst anyway. Because he would have gained that mana back.
Let's have a look. Ooh.
So now things are a bit shaky.
Yeah, that's actually lethal, so he has to kill a minion.
Yeah, he should have played the Doomhammer.
He has to lava shock the owl.
If you played Doomhammer, he would have been on 4 mana, right? He would have had...
Yeah, to be fair, this isn't... I don't think it's horrendous. You just lava shot the owl. Lava burst... lava burst face. And then lava shot the owl. Or lava shock hero power and then play the abusive sergeant.
Yeah.
Yeah, lava shock hero power abusive sergeant's nice.
He still heals for 2, right?
But the odds on drawing like lightning bolt. Oh, what?
Yeah, he's going for the owl. And then you play abusive.
But now he's missed hero power.
Yeah, that's true.
He's got no. Well, I suppose he's got Doomhammer next turn. I guess that's the plan. It's just if a taunt happens, then you're in major trouble. So this is still okay.
Not a taunt. So this is it now.
He needs to draw Crackle or Lightning Bolt, I think.
No, he's got hero power, isn't he?
Because of hero power, yeah. This is fine, yeah. It was just not playing around a potential taunt, but I guess you're not too worried. If you're not seeing a taunt by now, you guess you've not drawn one. There's no Belcher, and obviously Tyrion can't come out by now.
Very close call there for Robin, but he does close out the game. Another quick game for Robin against LoveCX here, and he's going to go 2-0 up with his Druid and his Secret Paladin left.
Yeah, going to be feeling pretty confident. Secret Paladin, definitely a deck that you're going to be confident with, just down to the sheer power of the deck. Never mind your own personal sort of ability with the deck. You think it is very straightforward deck in most circumstances. And then the Druid again, like if it ramps, then it ramps and it's fine. It can probably perform pretty well. And we even saw from an earlier match that it was who was it that did it? It was Roy, I think, who just top decked Innovate and just destroyed with a top deck Innovate combo with double Savage Roar. So sometimes that happens, guys.
Yeah, and Secret Paladin and Midrange Druid being the 2 kind of top ranked classes in competitive format at the moment. So he has 2 of the decks which can squeeze wins from just having good hands. Like you can just overwhelm your opponent. Druid, of course, getting that ramp, and a Secret Paladin getting that early curving into the kind of challenger, maybe even boom, or maybe a low fed before then. It can be really powerful and can be very hard for some classes to deal with.
Yep, so it'll be interesting what he goes with. I don't really think it matters what Robin locks in now. Because his opponent still has the options of all of his decks. Then it's just, you don't even want to try and think about all the mind games and potential matchups. I think you just pick a deck and see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, maybe just going for the Druid here might not be too bad. Or just going back for the Paladin. I'd either keep the Paladin and go for the Druid here and just try and squeeze a win in with those two classes at the moment, which is so dominant. And then he can kind of maybe build some momentum up from there. So no news of the decks so far from these players. They'll show that on screen for us very shortly, I imagine. Unless both players are changing. But to be honest, I can't really see LoveCX changing. I think he'll just keep with it.
Yeah, it's pretty reasonable. Like I said, it's the way Conquest works. To a certain extent, your picks just don't matter. This is going to be the Paladin deck, the Secret Paladin from Robin, I believe.
Yep. So he's just... So I don't think it really mattered what he picked here. Druid and Paladin are going to both be able to get a win for him. Well, hopefully, without too much trouble. It's more what LoveCX wants to pick, because he's got 4 decks to choose from at this point, whereas Robin's just stuck with his probably his two most powerful decks in the meta game right now.
Yeah, and something I've been seeing from these Chinese players is the inclusion of Divine Favor is always interesting. Something that a lot of the Secret Paladin decks did play with earlier on when everyone was first playing Secret Paladin, but it's something that's phased out in the EU and NA scene, but it's still going strong in China, it seems. And we did see yesterday a huge Divine Favor happen against, I think it was against Reno Luck?
Yeah,
sure.
I think it was Sword against Infi, and he managed to draw like 7 cards or something ridiculous like that.
Yeah, it was insane. But the Zombie Chow, Minibot, Peacekeeper, or Coin into Shredder, into Argus, pretty okay opening.
Yep, I've just got a curve. I'm just going to play where the numbers match up with the mana crystals and put some pressure on. I mean, Zombie Chow is a fantastic start for LoveCX going against a Secret Paladin, because it probably 2 for 1 most cases. And that's Muster for battle, so he's the first one to use the Muster. No Consecrate from LoveCX's side, but you know, things are looking pretty decent. Zombie Chow is definitely going to help leverage the board.
Yeah, but Robin can kill off that Minibot, and then if the Zombie Chow trades into the Minibot, then you know he's easily got weapon to ping off there, and he'll still be on 29 health. Wow, he can actually just weapon and then Blessing of Kings and go face.
Yeah, good old Blessing of Kings. Very strong.
Oh, 3 secrets though, that kind of sucks.
And this has been a story of Robin's Secret Paladin, especially in the first day of the tournament, where he played against Infi, if I believe, and his first 2 matches with Secret Paladin, he just drew really badly getting these secrets instead of the challenger, and this can be a weakness of the deck.
Yep, it definitely nullifies the turn 6 Mysterious Challenger a little bit. But still, the secrets even combined can be pretty nice. Like, the Redemption into Avenge is pretty good, because it means you just keep the board size, whereas buffing one of the minions. I don't know whether I like it over Blessed of Kings, though.
Unless he's playing around Silence, but... I mean, the only way...
That means you should never play Blessing of Kings, though.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, it's really weird. Like, the attack is nice here.
Well, this
kind of plays his anyway.
Because he gets better stats from Blessing of Kings after the Silence, where Repentance just hits an owl and does nothing.
Yeah, but now he surely wants to Belcher.
Yeah, Belcher.
So then the value from the Blessing of Kings is not lessening, because it can still be good late game, but now it's just sat in your hand a bit longer, that's all.
Getting a redemption off of the Belcher is always nice as well. Getting a resurrected Belcher or a Piloted Shredder. What does he get? Oh, Pint-Sized Summoner. So he can actually play Justica this turn now. Or he can play Murloc Knight's Hero Power on 5 because of the Pint-Sized Summoner. Huh.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Just a bit of news, guys. It looks like the bracket may have changed and updated, so that this is the semi-final, but it's just that the guys dropped in a different order than we expected them to. So they actually swapped. So Robin went into the bracket versus LoveCX, and then next we should have Overcast versus Sword.
Okay, so we're still going through the semi-final games. Okay.
Yep.
So those guys aren't out yet. Roy still has a little bit of time to wait until he finds his opponent. Gets the old Murkai from the Murloc Knight, which is excellent. That's a lot of value coming from that Shredder. being able to get that hero power in with the Murloc Knight.
And there's the Blessing of Kings taking out the Murloc Knight. Still having 3 health, which is pretty nice. It's going to require a... Oh no, he can pick off the 1/1 as well.
Oh, he needs to take out that pint size so he can't let him get any more value from that. And there we go. So the board has kind of been regained here by Robin, but another Murloc Knight is going to come down, and let's see if he gets something equally as good as old Murkai. No, he gets the...
Oh, no, he got the other end of the stick.
the trash Murloc, unfortunately. No Challenger, no Dr. Boom, no Tyrion. Robin's getting some kind of withdrawals here, unfortunately for him. And now we can ping to see where this knife goes. Oh, that's fine. You can still clear up to 2-1. Just takes 1 extra damage here.
No, he's still in a really strong position. And like, there's no nice way to actually deal with this sludge either. Maybe you just play the Peacekeeper here.
Aldo Argus, maybe. If he's feeling that threatened, but 1 card in hand, 1 secret down. He can't be feeling too bad, LoveCX here. And Muster, I guess.
The only problem with Muster is with Juggler down, it's very rough.
But if
because I would want to muster Quartermaster next turn.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, Argus seems fine. Oh, a withdraw there from Robin. The Noble Sacrifice. Again, not finding the Challenger. Not finding any of his power plays. And this just
that's
plays...
a lot of secrets out already.
Again, yeah, but Challenger might not even be that effective when he eventually draws it. But this just gives LoveCX time, which is what the mid-range Paladin just needs at the moment. He just needs time to kind of just keep fighting for board. I mean, they're going kind of head-to-head with board at the moment. But ultimately, the mid-range Paladin is going to win that battle because he has the kind of the better late game compared to the Mysterious Challenger.
Oh, is the Juggler going to hit? Oh no, the minion already spawned and took that out. Yeah, sorry, the weapon's going to hit that. That's okay. Robin's still in a pretty good position here, actually. The Muster Quartermaster's going to come down, but he still has some pressure.
Definitely swings going to go off. Yeah, and the Redemption's actually going to resurrect the Noble Sacrifice here. Instead of the token, I mean, the only good thing really there is the Knife Juggler to resurrect, so it's not like he lost out too much. The Redemption was never going to find anything super good.
Yep, and surely Robin's eventually going to draw into something big on his turn. Let's have a look. Oh, but how many secrets is he actually going to pull? Like 3 max? Yeah, okay.
That's still pretty good.
Yeah, it's not bad with a lot of minions on board. Oh, the Juggle's nice. So I think he needs to clear 2 of these 3/3s now.
Well, he wants to... the weapon's going to be able to deal the Noble Sacrifice, but he needs to clear at least 1 minion away so the Noble Sacrifice can come out. And then he can just go face with the rest. Like
yep, this is fine.
Just clear 2 of them.
He could clear the 3rd one off if he really wants, right?
Yeah, I think the amount of pressure this Challenger with the Avenge and everything else that's going to pop off is going to be enough for him to be a bit more aggressive here. Belch is definitely not a bad pickup here. It's going to slow him down, but we'll have to see how he deals with everything else. Oh, there's a clean clear there with the 3/3 as well. Oh, so is that competitive spirit? That's actually not Noble Sac. That's
we've seen 2. Or was he only running 1?
Yeah, I didn't, because the Noble Sac would have been redemptioned. So it looks like it's a comp spirit. Yeah, that's actually devastating for LoveCX here because it gives him so much power.
Yep, there we go. There's still no clean way to kill the Belch unless he draws something now, though.
He needs 2 damage from somewhere. LoveFeb still...
Oh, okay, then maybe that's not too bad. Maybe you run the 2 smaller minions in, depending on where this Juggler goes. Okay. So I'd probably like to see the 3/2 and the 2/2 go into Belcher, the Sludge get killed with the 4/2 Juggler, and then just go face. Because then he puts your
And he
opponent
hits
to
it.
2.
Nice.
Oh, so now he just uses the juggler. Yeah, that's fine. Oh, does he
And
just have
that's just
lethal
lethal
now?
now. Yeah, he
That's
just
it.
needed one
Yeah, he
juggle.
needed the hit on the juggler.
Wow, this is becoming a bit of a slaughter so far. Robin just cleaning up LoveCX's lineup. Well, just his paladin so far. And he's got one deck left in Conquest at his end of his lineup, and that's Druid. That's a dangerous deck to go against when you're like 3 games down already.
Yeah, and he's got effectively 4 chances to win with this druid. So you've just got to. It'll be a hell of an achievement to actually for LoveCX to actually come back into this game and win every single match against this druid 4 times in a row. It's going to be tough. Let's be honest.
Yeah, because the Druid just needs one good draw in those 4 games, and then LoveCX just needs one bad draw, and the Druid can capitalize on that. And having the Druid in the back and Conquest, especially in a situation like this, can be incredibly strong. Same as kind of having Secret Paladin last as well. Being able to find a win very easily, just from good draws mainly, because of the power level of the deck, if it does get good draws.
Yeah, imagine if he hadn't have actually drawn Mysterious Challenger there. That would have been insane. I mean, very, very difficult for him to actually stay in that match. But he did, so and that's what the deck does. But this looks like the Druid deck he has left. The one Ancient of War is quite nice. Something we see as a bit of an inclusion in the EU and NA areas. But yeah, everything else again looks fairly standard.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of scenarios, but I don't think there's many scenarios Druids left in this tournament. We've seen like Druids with Harrison Jones instead of the Ancient of War. So there's kind of that one tech. There's that one card in these Druid decks which kind of being kind of swapped about, and it's between kind of the Harrison Jones and mainly a Scenarius, which we've seen so far. Only one shade from these players and one aspirant. It actually looks like LoveCX is fed up of his Paladin, and he switched over to his Tempo Mage. The only player in the tournament who's actually running this deck.
Yeah, I think it's reasonable to just step away from that deck after losing 3 times with it. And just come back to it a little bit late. He's got to win with it eventually, but maybe he just doesn't want to play with it at the moment. It's not been performing very well for him, so I understand this change.
And it's a good matchup for him here, Tempo Mage going into Druid. But, you know, if Druid draws well and the Tempo Mage doesn't, it's still it could be an easy win for the Druid. And this is the danger LoveCX faces now, is that Robin just needs one good Druid game and it can go downhill from there.
Yeah, and this is actually for tournament life here, so whoever loses is going to be out of the tournament, and that's going to be it for those guys. So everything to play for. We'll see how this game goes. Although the Druid, the Mage is the better matchup versus the Druid, so you can probably take at least one game so far.
Yeah, Mirror Entity is such a nightmare for Druid, and it has been for quite some time. And we see a Scientist there, so if he's able to find a Mirror Entity, it definitely slows the Druid down unless he draws stuff like Aspirant to trigger it, or like Keeper of the Grove. He doesn't generally want to give him low Febs and Druid of the Claws.
Yeah.
Innovate Silence? I quite like that.
Innovate Silence is nice.
Very nice. I mean, he doesn't have a turn free play, but that Mirror Entity does so much work for the Tempo Mage that he kind of feels probably he needs to do that to slow him down.
What's coming out the portal? Oh.
Gruul!
Okay.
Good old-fashioned Gruul, right?
Let's keep it interesting.
And there we go, just Hero Power in turn 3. It might have been more effective to maybe Hero Power last turn and then innovate like Druid of the Claw and then play the Keeper and so on and so forth. But the Mirror Entity, such a dynamic card in this matchup, he kind of just felt that he needed to do it.
Yep. And the one ping there is enough to actually kill off the Keeper. And it's got one more turn to wait till Gruul comes down, and it'll be interesting to see if Robin can actually draw an answer quick enough. I suppose Sylvanas is kind of an answer, a little bit, but we'll see.
But look how clunky that Innovate has made his last 2 turns, double hero power. And another Scientist just shows up, and he says, well, you got to deal with me now.
Yeah, at least he can get a bigger minion down. I think that's the key. He can get a minion down now, like Lotheb, and then kill the Scientist, and then can probably just play Shredder and kill off the Shredder as well.
Or he could Druid of the Claw into Cat and just trade the cats away.
Yeah, that's true.
But here's Gruul, 7/7. He gains +1/+1 every turn, if I'm not correct. He just constantly grows. A card I don't think I've ever seen in play. And it goes for the setup there on the mirror entity.
Yeah, it's definitely an odd one. And again, it's one of those. I suppose he could just put up a taunt, or does he have to just play Sylvanas?
Mirror entity might be down. He doesn't know if it's counterspell or mirror entity at this point. These guys are
He's
teammates.
got to do something though. He can't just leave the Gruul up.
I guess he can cat and then just run the Loatheb and a cat into Gruul. But he leaves a cat on the other side of the board, which is not too bad because it is a 4/4. And Shredder challenges it, Swipe challenges it, Druid Claw Bearform challenges it. So, yeah, I think cat's probably the best way to test whatever the secret this is.
Definitely not a situation that I imagine Robin's come up against too often.
Yep. And it looks like he's opting for the cat. Oh, he might just go for... Yep. So yeah, it was mirror entity. So now we can clear up Gruul. And just leave a 4/4 on LoveCX's side of the board. Oh man, that's a good draw. And he can go into counterspell now as well. This is pretty dangerous for Robin at the moment.
Yeah, and the problem is Robin's always got to be a little bit scared of it being another mirror entity. Because now suddenly, oh, he has Aspirin. Okay, so that was a good draw because the Aspirin can bait, see if it's mirror entity or not, and if it's not, he can at least follow up with the Druid of the Claw.
Yep, no entity, so he knows it's counterspell. This is his teammate, I'm sure.
Oh, do you taunt or do you charge into the 2/4 here? Because the 2/4 is very dangerous.
Definitely charge. You're still relying on him to have a spell to be able to clear this up, but actually he's just going to slam Dr. Boom and go face here. Putting some more pressure on his health. With 2 fireballs and a frostbolt, I'm not surprised he's going to be super aggressive. Playing the strength of his hand here.
And this is definitely going to be rough. There's 12 damage coming from hand next turn, and so much damage on board. Not really a lot I can do. I mean, he can clear with Swipe. Oh no, because he doesn't have a spell. He doesn't have another spell to put the counter spell, does he? Oh wow, okay. So this is just... Does he have to heal then?
I think so. It's looking pretty grim so far. As he plays Sylvanas and hopes Boombots do 5 damage.
Oh. Yep, so that's just game.
Yep, double fireball. Should be able to close it out. Especially if this Boombot hits face. Yep, and that's game. So a quick response here from LoveCX saying he's not out of this tournament just yet. And he's going to take the game at the 3-1, winning with that Tempo Mage.
Yep, it was a very favoured matchup anyway with the Tempo Mage versus the Druid, so that was kind of expected, but he's got to do it 3 more times if he wants to move on to the next round.
Well, good start. I mean, he's starting to get some momentum. Maybe if he gets another good win, very solid, strong, quick win in this next game, the pressure might be on Robin then. And, you know, pressure does affect how you play. I mean, it's easy for us to say, this is a good play, this is a bad play, this is the right play, because we're just watching it as spectators, but when you're actually in that moment where your tournament life is on the line, it can be quite nerve-wracking and can affect your judgment.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like this is going to be the Druid Mirror, and this is the one with the scenarios in, and that's pretty much it. Oh, the one with no aspirants as well, so maybe not as good versus more aggressive decks, but in the Druid Mirror, maybe. It's a tough one. In the Druid Mirror, the aspirants are definitely a pain and has to be dealt with. But on the flip side, you also have less ramp as well. So maybe this is going to hurt in the mirror as well.
What will hurt here is definitely the Harrison as well, because Harrison obviously has no targets. It's just a 5/4 body. And 4 health is a very vulnerable health pool for a minion to have against Druid, especially running into swipes. But also because Shredders can challenge it really easily as well.
Yep, and we're going to the game. Let's see who draws the ramp. There's 1 Wild Growth and none for Robin, so mulligan everything away. I'm joking, he probably keeps the shade at least.
It's interesting he kept the Wrath there. You keep the Wrath if you know your opponent's running Aspirant. So maybe Robin...
Does he 100% know?
Well, that's it. Maybe Robin and LoveCX haven't shared any kind of lists with each other because they knew they'd be maybe potentially facing each other in this tournament. I don't know if these guys are practice partners or not, or they're just on the same team. You don't know sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of teams don't actually practice within the team itself. They have other practice groups of players, so it's quite possible that they haven't worked on the deck lists together, because normally if you work on deck lists, especially something like Druid, you would normally agree as a team that this one particular list is the best. So you would both run it, and these two lists are different. So yeah, maybe they don't practice together and they secretly just hate each other. That could be a thing.
Secretly despise each other.
Yeah.
And yeah, keeping the Wrath is just not correct if you know he's not running Aspirant. So it just that's I think that's enough information from the Mulligan from Robin to let us know that these players probably don't share their lists.
I mean, it's always good versus Innovate, right?
Yeah, I suppose so. But would you keep it if you knew the Wrath wasn't a keep card in the Druid Mirror before Aspirant came? So yeah, and Innovate into the Ancient of Law and recharge his hand here. Double Force of Nature Wrath is a bit clunky, but find the Shredder. Gonna have Sylvanas on 6 as well. So LoveCX definitely has some strong options going into the next few turns.
I think Swipe Trader 1/1 in is okay here.
Yep, seems perfect. Yep, deals with that very nicely. I mean, looking at Robin, he has a nice curve as well, so they both kind of got the kind of standard Druid curves going on right now. Wrath for 1? That's interesting.
I would dislike Wrath for 1.
Sylvanas seems really well. Sylvanas just gets cleared by the Shade and the 1/1. So
but that's useful in itself because the Shades you can't kill, and at some point it's going to do a lot of damage from combo.
That's true. So the problem here is Azure Drake just gets cleaned up quite nicely by the Shredder, but there's not. I mean, he could Wrath, and if he gets like a 1/1, he can Hero Power it down. But Drake just make him trade. I mean, you still have the Shade hidden away with 5/5 as well, so that's pretty good. Oh, Forson, that's not bad at all.
Yeah, I agree with the Drake there. You need to do something, and Wrath and then hoping he gets a 1 health minion isn't enough. So at least it puts the minion down, protects the Shade a little bit more, as you don't really need to release it. And now the Sylvanas happens, because the Shade will survive past the Sylvanas trade. So, but Silence is there now.
Yep, that's a pretty good one.
Yeah, you kind of need to deal with the Sylvanas, because if you play like Emperor, Sylvanas just runs into Emperor and steals the Shade, so that's not good.
I might see a Silence here with a Hero Power potentially. I'm not sure. I don't think you need a Wrath Sylvanas just yet. But then again, you want to play Ancient of Law or Dr. Boom next turn, so maybe Silence, Wrath will come down this turn. So
or do you Force of Nature, trade the 6/6 in, hope it steals a 2/2, and then clear up. And lose the Shade next turn. That's probably not the best play in the world, but it'd be funny if he tried it. I think he definitely needs to silence this turn, because if he doesn't silence, he's doing nothing else.
Maybe he's thinking about the Force of Nature play. No, he's just going for the silence. I'd like to see a Wrath here as well, just because you'll want to be able to clean it up with the Keeper. Oh, actually, you can just go for a trade here, but he just leaves his Shade so vulnerable.
Yeah, but otherwise, what does he do? Just leave Sylvanas alive? Because it's still a 5/5, right?
Yeah, I don't know. I kind of like the idea of Wrathing it, and then the 2/4 can challenge it next turn, or it forces him to deal with a 2/4 just to keep his Sylvanas alive. But yeah, Forson come down here, gonna hit the combo. Well, look at this. So he gets two 5 cost Force of Nature and a 2 cost.
Yeah, so in 2 turns you can double Force of Nature Savage Roll.
Yeah, that is deadly. Very deadly. Ancient of War can't really be played just yet. He needs to deal with the Forson. If he Wraths it, though, what else does he play? Just has nothing else to play. Can he ignore it at this point?
Normally, no. You normally have to do something, even if it's less optimal. What would be better? Yeah, it's not great.
Ancient of Law for an Innovate seems a bit sketchy. Ancient of War on its own does challenge it, but it gets another tick off more than likely. Yeah, this is tough. And considering Love has 24 damage in hand on turn 10. Oh, he gets the Innovate as well, so he goes for it. Gets the
Oh my
Innovate and Wrath.
god. If you can just do that, then that's fine, I guess.
Well, he's a good
that'll
Druid
work.
player, right? Robin definitely shown his Druid skills here, drawing the cards he needs them when he needs them.
Yeah, I think he's still in trouble though.
Although LoveCX has 24 damage, well, 28 damage in hand, right?
So it's 14. Oh god, how much damage is it?
Because 14-14.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah. Sorry, yeah, of course.
So he still needs to do. Yeah, that's it. So it's 28.
So Ancient of War needs to come down on 27 health, or he's dead.
But who plays around 28 damage from hand, right?
You shouldn't play around. It's incorrect to play around, but he is going to lose.
Oh dear, that's just ridiculous. Oh man, I feel so bad for him. Like Druid doing Druid things, I guess, is a way to describe it. But this is on a whole nother level. Yep, here we go, guys. This is fair. Robert just shakes his head.
Yeah.
It's like,
For God's
no.
sake, this isn't supposed to happen.
Wow. Yep. So, next game, I guess. Not even, Love doesn't even seem impressed. He's just like, just had to do it, buddy. I'm sorry. I know you're my teammate, but gotta play to win here. I bet inside he's grinning, ear to ear. Just keeping the poker face on for now.
And you do that double Force of Nature Savage roll. With already a minion down as well for the extra damage. It's like, yeah, like I said, I should be safe on 28 versus Druid. Nope.
That is just absurd. So, it looks like Love is switching over to the Dragon Warlock, not the Malilock. This is kind of his own version of it. And I like the idea of this deck. It seems like a good idea, but we haven't really seen it do that well in practice for him so far. Nefarian, I think, came down yesterday, but I think he was in such a strong position that Nefarian didn't really have much influence, if I remember rightly. What do you think overall?
I don't think he did too much, to be honest. I still think Maligos Lock itself is better, but, as always, nice to see something a bit different.
Yeah, I've just seen some deck building skills coming from the Chinese players here, bringing something new. I mean, it is kind of just the core of Malilock at its base, but he's kind of tweaked it enough to make it his own, and kind of his own strategies. I mean, Alex, he gives himself extra dragons, which is always nice for the kind of Twilight Guardian. I mean, Twilight Guardian's the only one that really needs dragon. Oh no, and Blackwing Corruptor. So unlike Dragon Priest, who needs Twilight Whelps as well. So yeah, it seems pretty decent.
Yeah, we are going to the game. Argus in Gang Boss and a Twilight Guardian in hand, all getting thrown away. Oh no, the Gang Boss is kept. Sorry, it looked like he clicked it. And he does get the Dark Peddler as well, which is really nice. Really nice new Warlock card there. Really interesting.
I would actually say this is favoured for Love, this matchup, because it just plays like a mid-range deck at the start, and it has because it has access to something like the Drakes and the Guardians. They're very strong bodies which can challenge a lot of the Druid stuff. So yeah, I think this is should be in favour to Love. Dark Peddler. Oh, we get to see. That's nice. I like Abusive straight away.
Abusive seems fine. The Voidwalker's okay as well, just to make it a bit awkward for the Druid to deal with. If Voidwalker eats a Wrath, then you're probably happy. We actually got to see the ramp. He's choosing not to get the Shade out early with the coin. He probably just wants to coin into Lotheb, I guess.
Yeah, potentially. Coin Lotheb seems pretty decent here.
Oh, maybe.
Oh, Druid of Claw is even better.
Yeah, that feels a bit better. Oh, it's still going for Lotheb, really?
Unless he's worried about Dark Bomb or Abusive Sergeant, I guess.
Or even the Power Overwhelming from the Peddler.
But he's still going to be able to clean up. He gets to
He just
clean
goes
us up.
face.
Yeah, he can clean us up, but it's just such a weak board position after. I think he's not in enough danger to really have to fight for board just yet.
It looks like he might. Oh no, he's just going for the extra damage. This is fine. Still not particularly vulnerable to swipe. I suppose it would require the trading from LoveCX for that to really have an impact. I kind of like the Innovate Ancient of Law here.
Yeah, innovate Ancient Law. Start drawing more cards. Find that combo as soon as possible. And it puts a 5/5 body down. And he hasn't challenged it yet. The LoveCX yet. So you may think he'll struggle with this one as well. But we know he has some options in his hand, which were locked out from LoveCX in the previous turn.
Yeah, and now you can just Druid the Claw into Ancient of War, which will be pretty nice. The Owl pickup's pretty good as well, though, for the Warlock. What is the best? So, I mean, trade the 2/2, attack minions, and Hellfire seems good. Yeah, this is nice.
No, that's fine. So he gets to deal with 2 5/5s pretty efficiently there. Yeah, I like that. Oh, Druid of the Claw seems pretty standard here. Dart Bomb is in the hand as well, so he does have a way to deal with it. Oh wow, that lines
Emperor
up really
pass.
nicely. So you for Emperor?
I think so.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah, you're getting Nefarian earlier, right?
Yeah, well, you just like Owl for 1 mana is big. Dart Bomb for 1 mana is huge. 4 mana Drake, 4 mana Belcher. Yeah, I don't know. I think Emperor has a good enough impact to play it, and the Druid has to kill it. The Emperor. Are you going to play around the Innovate combo when you've already seen 1 Innovate so far? Probably not.
No, I don't think so. Oh, Swipe is a good pickup there for him. You can swipe. Hero Power is something you could consider. He does take 5 to the face, or potentially Drake Hero Power and just run the Druid of the Claw in. What would you prefer here?
Maybe even swipe face, run Druid of the Claw to the Thorson.
And play Shade?
Yeah.
Yeah, that seems reasonable. Oh, it looks like he might actually just go for the Hero Power here.
Yeah, I mean, either way is not too terrible. You're not going to play around it too hard. He will have to Hero Power, though. I'll be surprised if he drops Shade, yeah. So Hero Power down the Emperor, and then maybe play the 1/1 up.
I would clear the 1/1 up just because of Power Overwhelming. Yep, he goes for it. Nice. Oh, Dr. Boom. That's a good card to draw. But does he have anything stronger? I mean, he can play Twilight Drake Belcher as well. That's definitely an option. And it looks like he's going for it. I actually prefer this just because there's two bodies.
Because the position is in with health, he doesn't want to just get wrecked by Big Game Hunter if he just plays Dr. Boom on an empty board. That's the problem. 5. I mean, maybe a second Druid of the Claw and Shade pass, maybe? I'm just thinking of building up because he's probably going to draw into the Savage Roar soon.
Yeah, maybe just keep developing the board. Ancient of War, I suppose, but I think, yeah, being more mana efficient is a lot better. Alright, guys. Looks like he's actually going to clear with the Hero Power. Very interesting. Value's taking up this Belcher.
Well, by now he'll know. By this point in the tournament, I mean, he'll know he doesn't run Malygos, so it's not like he's scared of like a 17, 18 damage burst from Malygos. So this deck does rely more on the minions actually.
Dr. Boom Dark
Hellfire Dart Bomb is okay.
Yeah, Hellfire Dart. I was thinking maybe run. Dr. Boom. You can Dark Bomb the 4/2 then, but you can't clear the 4/6. So you might just have to leave that up and hide behind the taunt.
Because the issue is, if he doesn't clear the 4/6, he's dead to combo.
Yep. That is true. Unless he's just going to take a risk here. I think so. Just going kind of for a risky play. But luckily for him, it should pay off unless the Saboteur gets top decked here. No Savage Draw, so the risk paid off.
Probably game, I think, because Ancient of War doesn't keep him in it because of the owl.
Well, you can big game hunter the Dr. Boom, right? You can silence...
Oh, that's true. I forgot the big game hunter. Yeah, I didn't even look at the first card in his hand. Yeah, BGH.
It'd be nice if he could... Well, he can silence as well, the Drake, and then he can hero power it and keep his Druid alive, but very dangerous business there.
Yeah. Maybe you just shred a BGH, kill the 1/2.
No, I like silence in this. And is it going to be... It is going to be a hero power. So, kind of risky with his health here. I mean, Hellfire into... The Boombots and Hellfire alone might actually be able to finish this off. He could... I mean, he could go for a kind of a risky win here. He could Drake, Silence, run the 2 Boombots into his face, then Hellfire. And then hope for the best. Yeah, I think this might actually just close the game out for him. Oh, and that's going to be it. So, yes, it's going to be a free from the YOLO Miracle guys here. Coming down to the wire. It's going to be that mid-range Paladin, which he struggled so much with. Going up against the Druid, which now, on the flip side, Robin is struggling with.
Yeah, I mean, we said, 1 in 4 games should be fine. He might lose this last game, which makes us effectively cast a curse him, which kind of sucks. But yeah, like these guys playing really well. It's a bit unfortunate that Robin's continuing to struggle with his Druid deck, just not quite getting enough there. But really good play from that Warlock deck, really interesting. Unfortunately, we didn't get to see him in the Nefarian get played, which sucked. It would have been nice to see what crazy stuff he would have given us, but hey ho. It's a good match overall, and we're going straight into the next one, which is the Paladin versus the Druid.
And we have Soundback, guys. Rejoice. Bump it up for you there. So, yeah. This is going to be the final game which YOLO Miracle player will be going through into the next round. And the hand looks really good for Robin so far. He's got the ramp, he's got some early game minions. He also has a swipe as well, in case that Massive Battle comes down. And he gets an early shade here, which will be able to dodge Consecrate alone. Oh. Wait, it's not... I've kind of lost the region for some reason. Bear with me, guys. I do have this. And there you go. Sorry about that, guys. It didn't capture the region for some reason.
Very strange, but we're back anyway. So, yeah, the Shade and the Aspirant looking pretty nice versus just the 1/1 on the board. Is it going to be... this is tough. Is he going to go for equality? So he can do the Consecrate next turn, I suppose. That's pretty nice.
Yep, and he gets to clear the ramp as well. Yep. He kind of feels that the Shade is going to be a big threat unless he can deal with it now.
And the Druid's not got really much to do at all this turn. It's probably going to be Hero Power Pass. Maybe holding off on that tempo BGH. And we can see that it would have run straight into Consecrate, so that's pretty scary.
So I guess you have to Consecrate now. It's kind of being your game plan. Unless he feels like a Murloc Knight's enough to get him to challenge it, but no.
I think Consecrate's fine.
Yeah.
Because the thing is as well, like, versus Druid, Consecrate doesn't normally do too much anyway, and you've already used an equality. So you sort of half using that combo over 2 turns instead of 1, like you would later on. And taking out the Shade's important because it got innovated out. It was already on 4 attack.
Another thing to consider as well is that kind of wastes the innovate for Robin as well. He actually goes for tempo PGH here because he has nothing to play at once again. And let's not forget, one thing this deck really hasn't shown yet in this series specifically is the Murloc side of things. We've just kind of seen old Murkai do 1 or 2 things, but overall his Murlocs haven't done too much.
Yeah, we have not seen anything can happen yet, which kind of unfortunate. But that Emperor is going to be reasonably okay. It means he can go straight into Ancient of Law next turn, draw some more cards, and he's probably hoping that Emperor will survive. And I think, is he forced to throw the Murkai in? I'm really surprised he's not guaranteeing the kill on the Emperor. This is kind of scary.
Bluegill Warrior? Whoa! Okay.
He needs to, right? How does he not trade here?
Yeah. You've been blessed with...
That was so lucky, though. That's
Yeah,
crazy. That was so risky.
He took a big gamble there and it actually paid off. Wow. But he gets Agent of Law now for... But then again, you kind of probably feel you have to swipe at this point.
Yeah, it feels bad though, doesn't it? Swipe's probably okay. What's your opponent gonna rock on 7? To Dr. Boom, I guess. Is that what is what he might be expecting?
If Murloc Knight didn't produce some really threatening cards, he could. I mean, he can wait, I suppose. There's still a chance he'll just get a janky Murloc, but after getting a Murkai, getting another Murloc Knight, or getting a War Leader would be very tough. Huh.
Oh, this is okay.
So now he can play Murkai and trade, and he'll buff his own one as well. He can't play Peacekeeper and clear it. He's going to have to just leave it there. Which I think is fine as well.
Yep, Swipe's going to be reasonably okay though here. And he can play the Shredder to follow up with as well. Or he can do like Swipe Wrath or something like that to deal with it as well.
So you can run the 5-1 into the 1-2 Murloc. Swipe the Murloc Knight. He does leave up 5 power on board. And
But he can play Shredder, right?
And he can play Shredder.
I think this is okay.
Yeah, it looks like Shredder. It's the most mana efficient play and actually gives him some board in response to Love's board. Because at the moment this 1-5 is just not enough on its own. Yep, and you definitely take out that guy because he buffs old Murkai. Oh wait. Just bear with us a moment, guys. Oh no, it's back. Sorry about that. It just froze just for a moment.
Okay, so another Murloc Knight. Does he just play Murloc Knight old Murkai? I kind of like that play because suddenly, like with 2 Murkais dead, then anything can happen. It's can be really important because anything can happen. They'll run to a double Murkai because it's not so much like every singular Murloc that's died. Every time a Murloc's died, it summons a copy of that Murloc up until 7, of course. So I don't like getting that down. He's gonna Justicar for 8 for what was that? Justicar Hero Power.
Yeah, he kind of messed up. He didn't mess up. He cleared the Shredder, and the Shredder
Yeah,
got a
the
good
derivative.
drop. He could have Justicared and played Hero Power, but
Yeah.
unfortunately for him, that wasn't really going to happen. And now, on the flip side, Robin can get a Sylvanas down, and he's going to be pretty close to finishing him off with that combo in hand. It's combined to living Roots as well for 2 damage. Or we can actually just develop the Living Roots here for more combo damage. I would have liked that, actually. Because he just creates more Savage Roar targets, and he's seen a Consecrate already.
Yeah, but at this point, what is your opponent actually going to do?
This might just be game. Oh, does that change
I
anything?
don't think so. No, it doesn't. It's still enough, right?
With the Living Roots as well, yeah, it should be.
Yeah, I think it's enough without Living Roots. It's been 21, 22, 23, 24, isn't it, without Living Roots?
And LoveCX, unfortunately, is going to be knocked out the tournament. He did fight very hard to get back into this series. And Robin, after some shaky Druid games, will be able to take this. And he will be moving on into the losers final.